Welcome to Sleepy Dream. This is part 2 of the Fartionary. Fart drafting, no-go zones. Bus. Never fart on the bus unless you don't mind the smell. Even if you run for the back seat, the smell will follow you. Car. Letting one rip in the car is fraught with danger, even though it's hard to move in a car, so the fart can't follow you. The smell will hang around in the enclosed space until someone opens a window. Corridor. Corridors are usually long and narrow, so if you let one rip, the gassy smell will move wherever you do. Tunnel. Like corridors, tunnels are mostly long and narrow. They are also underground, so there is even less chance for any fart smells to spread out and fade away. The verdict: never fart in a tunnel unless you are being chased by your enemies and you want to stink them out. Train. There are lots of narrow spaces on trains, so it's best not to let one rip unless your train is coming to a stop and you're standing near the doors. Lift. Never ever fart in a lift. No matter where you move, the fart smell will go with you. If you do have to let one fly away until you've reached a floor where you want to get out and run like the wind. Fart drafting safe zones. Supermarkets. Supermarkets are full of narrow aisles, which we know are fart drafting no-go zones. But with so many people and smells around roast chicken, cheese, veggies, you are fairly safe to let one fly. Bank. Why not deposit some gas in the bank? It can be risky to fart in a bank, but there are usually lots of people around and it should be well ventilated. And it might be the only freebie the bank customers ever get. A queue. Queues are usually a safe place to let fly as long as the queue is more than 3 people in length. It's even better if the queue is moving because you can't leave any gassy smell behind. No blame, no shame. The great outdoors. The great outdoors is the perfect place to let your bubbles be free. After all, it's nature. And with all those wide open spaces, there is little chance that any sticky smells will follow you. Once the butt gas is released, it will be spread out and fade away, taking any bad smells with it. Sport. Most sports are played outdoors, so it's safe to let rip. Farting can be a good way to let out any pre-game nerves, like before your soccer grand final. There are also sports that encourage the release of internal gases, like yoga. It's all that bending and stretching and buggy jumping. Boing. Farty pollen. Roses are red, violets are blue. Frequently, released gas makes you go, ooh. Farty foods. A la carte fart, how to make bigger, better bottom bombs. This is the chapter you have all been waiting for. The butt blaster guide on how to make bigger, better bottom bombs. Most experienced farters know which foods make their farts more stinky and obnoxious. They go out of their way to eat these foods at any opportunity. On the next page is a list of the 7 deadly stinkers. These are foods that make you produce smelly farts or loud farts or both. The list has been collected from people of all ages. I've also included a few of my own favourite gastronomic gas makers. Why not see if you can get your mum or dad to cook one of the 7 deadly stinkers for dinner tonight? Eat up, then bombs away. The 7 deadly stinkers. 1. Beans. Beans are nicknamed the musical fruit. That's because beans are famous for causing butt blow-offs. Beans are part of the legume family. So lentils, peas, peanuts, soybeans, and chickpeas. Beans contain sugar molecules that humans find hard to digest. The bacteria in our large intestine help us digest the sugar. Thanks, guys. But this can also cause lots of gas. Luckily, while beans blow off might be loud, they are not that stinky. Stinky scale 3, sonic boom 9. Cabbage. Phew! Cabbage is a well-known stink maker that is eaten in many countries, especially Germany and Russia. It can be eaten in its own, boiled cabbage anyone, in soups or stews, or made into coleslaw. Yum. Like broccoli, cabbage is great for you, but it's full of nutrients that are hard to digest. So if you really want to load up on some stinky, sulfur, smelly weaponry, reach for the cabbage. Stink scale 7, sonic boom 8. Broccoli. Broccoli is part of the cabbage family. It's used to be called Italian asparagus because it originally came from Italy. Broccoli is full of vitamin C and fiber and also has lots of things that help stop you getting cancer. But broccoli also causes tons of stinky butt bombs because it's high in sulfate. The two things to remember about broccoli are it's great fart fuel and it's really good for you. So you can fluff your way to good health. Stink scale 5, sonic boom 8. Eggs. How do you like your eggs? Scrambled, fried, poached, hard-boiled, soft-boiled, or with buttered toast soldiers? Whichever way you eat them, eggs are high in sulfur, so they like to give you extremely stinky gas. In fact, egg farts are so powerful they can stink out an entire room and the smell will linger for hours. Stink scale 9, sonic boom 7. Onions. are of 5. Onions. Onions are a fantastic gas-producing weapon. If you only had 2 weapons in your party bag of tricks, then onions and beans would be the ones to pick. When you eat it raw or cooked, the onions can conjure up magical amounts of gas and smelliness. Every fighting machine should have one. Stink scale 7, sonic boom 9. 6. Garlic. Garlic is in the same family as onion and has been around for over 6,000 years. It is used in lots of tasty dishes like garlic bread and spaghetti bolognese. Garlic is high in sulfur, so it's great for creating some super sticky, garlicky bottoms. Stink scale 7, sonic boom 5. Lentils. Lentils are a vegetarian's favorite. They're full of healthy stuff like protein, fiber, and vitamin B. But lentils are also one of those foods that are hard for humans to digest, so they cause plenty of windy pops. In fact, if you cooked up some lentil soup with onion, you would probably create enough gas for a lentil lift off. They're great for sonic boom and sound effects. Stink scale 3, sonic boom 10. Other fatty foods. Foods like apple, asparagus, bread, corn, fizzy drinks, prunes, milk, and even diet lollies can also cause windy pops, but nothing beats the 7 deadly stinkers for creating really eye-popping, stinky, and noisy butt blow-offs. Fatty tip number 4. If you cook cabbage for around 6 minutes and eat it, you are likely to produce double the amount of butt blow-offs than if you cooked it for only 3 minutes. 12 dastardly deadly dishes. Some dishes are better than others when it comes to producing jumbo-sized butt bombs. Ask your parents to prepare one of the deadly dishes below for lunch or dinner, and then let the farty family fun begin. 1. Lentil soup is full of nutrients. It's also full of fiber, which makes your backside go pop, but feel free to eat up. Lentil farts aren't that smelly. French onion soup, another soupy farty delight. French onion soup is a traditional dish of France. The French love it, but I wonder if they like the farty aftershock. Steamed fish and broccoli, a healthy dish that will have you farting in no time. Make sure you don't eat this one on first date. Broccoli butt bombs are smelly. 4. Baked beans on toast, a butt bomb classic. This dish is guaranteed to have you tooting out some beauty tunes before dessert. 3 bean salad. The 3 bean salad is what I like to call a triple threat dish. There's 3 times the farty power in this little beauty. If you're eating a 3 bean salad, you are probably on a picnic in the great outdoors, so eat up and then feel part of stinky nature. Egg and lettuce sandwich. Yum, one of the best sandwich combination around. It's also one of the best sandwiches for producing big eggy fart. Milkshake. Dairy products are delicious, and they are also flatulent. Choose your flavor: chocolate, strawberry, honeycomb, lime, and make sure you drink through a straw. It makes you swallow more air. For a milkshake, popping good time. Don't forget to slurp up the last little bits for a satisfying butt bang finale. Corned beef with cauliflower in white sauce. Salty corned beef and cheesy cauliflower. Guaranteed to cause a bottom burp concert after eating. In fact, some people think corned beef makes their fart smell like seaweed. 9. Cold potato salad. Potato salad is made from potatoes that have been cooked and then left to go cold. Eating potatoes this way creates more gas than eating hot potatoes. So tuck in and then let rip. Fried tomatoes and onion. This dish will make you burp and fart. Tomatoes are known for making people burp, while onions are great fuel for rocket-powered butt burps. Stewed apples and prunes. An apple a day keeps the doctor away unless you're the fart doctor, and add some prunes for even more butt blasting impact. Sausage with fried cabbage. Sausages cause lots of gas, so does cabbage. Eat those food together to create truly earth-shattering bottom bombs. Farty fruit funnies. What kind of fruit farts? A raspberry. What do you get if you eat onions and baked beans? Tear gas. Get it? Because cutting up onion makes you cry and baked bean makes you gassy. What do you call a nasty legume? A mean bean. Farty poem. Beans are good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart. The more you fart, the better you feel. So let's have beans with every meal. Fart size. Farty sports. Popping good exercise. Have you ever noticed that when you are playing sports, you're more likely to pop off than at other times? Well, this is your body's natural reaction to all that jumping and moving around. After all, there's nothing more natural than farting. If you feel like it's time to let your gas be free, try my top 7 gassy sport and exercise below. Weightlifting is a Olympic sport. It's also good for Olympic-sized farts. In Olympic weightlifting, contestants have to lift a bar with heavy weights above their heads. This involves a lot of grunting and straining. Your insides will strain too, increasing the chance of pushing out a butt bomb. The good news is that you can always grunt loudly to cover up any farty sounds. Best tip to hide farting: grunt at the same time you let one rip. Yoga. Yoga is a form of gentle exercise and relaxation, and it's famous for causing butt blow-offs. Apparently, yoga twists and stirs up your guts and your guts gas. You know what it's like? You're in a yoga class quietly minding your own business, and then whoop, the person next to you blasts away in the butt trumpet. It's very distracting. But then whoop, this time it's you. You can't help it. Yoga has an effect on people. Best part of yoga pose, the downward dog. 3. Football. Football is fun. It's a fun game to play with your mates. But sometimes when your legs let fly to kick the ball, something else lets fly too. Butt bombs are pretty common in footy. But with all the running and shouting, not to mention sweaty players, no one really notices. A butt bomb or two may even be helpful in throwing off your opposition. Best sport for secret fighting? Footy. Gymnastics. Running, tumbling, backflips, forward rolls, handstand and twirls are all part of gymnastics. So is fighting. Gymnastics put a lot of effort into their routines, so it's no surprise that sometimes a little extra gas pops out. If it happens during competition, just smile and keep going. The judges might even score you extra marks for it. Best gymnastic tips. If your best friend tells you she had cabbage soup for dinner, don't offer to spot her during a handstand unless you want a full face of fart gas. Running. Running helps you stay fit and healthy, and it also helps your digestion. While you're running, the gas in your system moves along at great speed until it pops out through your bottom. Running farts are usually small but frequent. Some people do a little bottom burp every 6 or 7 strides. Running is often the best time to play your butt trumpet because you won't smell it. Too bad about the person running behind you. Best time to fight? When you're running long distance, you will leave the smell far behind. Bowling. The aim of 10-pin bowling is to knock down the pins at the end of your lane. You pick up a bowling ball, put your fingers in the holes, throw your arms back, and bop. Your butt trumpet blasts while the ball goes rolling down the lane. Hey, if you knock down all 10 pins in bowling, it's called a strike. Does that mean if you knock down all 10 pins and you let one rip, it's called a butt strike? Best fighting advice. Let one rip at the exact moment you release the bowling ball. It might give you extra power. Wrestling. Whether it's wrestling competition or you are just mucking around with your brother on the floor, wrestling puts your gut gas popping. Like yoga, wrestling stretches and massages your internal organs. All this movement makes the gas travel more quickly through your digestive system. Your wrestling partner might also grab you around the middle, which can cause some gas to accidentally pop out. Best wrestling tip: don't challenge your brother to a wrestling match straight after he's eaten an entire can of baked beans. Dare to fart. Fart dares when fart attacks. Warning: this chapter should be used with extreme caution. Only try the following dares when you are in a situation with a little humor is called for, or when you are feeling really, really naughty. Farts have been used as weapons for as long as there have been people fighting. Just think about the games you play with your brother or sister. So the time has come for me to share with you my favorite. Top 5 fart attack dares. The lift leftover. This one is particularly sneaky because everyone is trapped in a small confined space. Get a butt blast ready and hop into the nearest lift. It's best if the lift is going up because hot air rises. Stand right at the front as if you're about to get out the next floor, then just before the door opens, unless you're bubbling bottom blockbuster. As the door opens, a slight gust of wind will waft in and spread your smelly offering right through the lift. If you're feeling brave enough, turn around, give a little wave, and call out enjoy to the people inside as the door opens. Door close. 2. The car corker. This dare has no escape clause. This means that once you release your gassy load, you have to sit there and suck it up with the rest of the passengers. If you are brave enough to try it, make sure you own a car with 5 passengers and the windows rolled up. Wait till the car is just about to take off from the lights, then let rip. The movement of the car will help disguise the thunder from down under. Afterwards, you can either stare out the window and act oblivious, or the other passenger's nostril will burn, or you can turn to the person next to you and say, good one, shh, that stinks, good on ya. The bus banger. A bus is a great place to carry out a fart attack dare. Try to stand near a group of people so you have an audience who can enjoy or endure your passing moment. Wait until the bus is just about to stop, then let one rip. When doors open, a gust of wind will disperse your gassy scent through the bus to be enjoyed by all the fare-paying passengers. 4. The fart party. It's great to celebrate a get-together with your mates or family members, whether it's birthday party, Christmas dinner, New Year's Eve, or even a school disco. Pick your moment well. Wait until everyone is up on their feet and a speech is being made. Make sure you are right up the front where the speech maker is standing. Get one primed and ready for launch, and as soon as the speech ends and people start clapping bombs away, it gives new meaning to the term party pooper. The scuttle huddle. The Little Ripper is an absolute no-brainer at a sporting event. Whether you play soccer, netball, rugby league, AFL, or any other sports where you get to hug your fellow players, this should work like a poultry in motion. As soon as your team goes into huddle and you have your arms around the players next to you, load up a ripe raspberry. When the huddle is ready to break, say, "Hang on, everyone, one more thing," then pop it out, and then run like crazy, guaranteed to get a laugh. Farty trivia. Farty balloons. Did you know that in a single day you might produce around 2.5 litres of fart gas? That's about the same amount of gas it takes to fill up a party balloon. Farty poem. Super duper potty pooper. Super duper potty pooper. I can't find my pooper scooper. I will have a saggy nappy if I don't get to the toilet. Snappy. Fartitude. Fartitude. High explosive lattice explosions. Do you fart more if you're standing on top of a mountain, which is called high altitude, or standing on the flat ground below, which is called sea level? When you're at high altitudes, for example, standing on a mountain top or flying in a plane, the air pressure is lower than when you're standing on the ground. But what does that mean? Well, when you think of air, you probably think of emptiness or nothingness. Are you there, air? But air is actually pushing on everything all the time. When you're at high altitudes, the air around you is pushing on your body less than it does when you're standing on a flat ground. This can make the gas in your stomach expand. It gives meaning to the new word, bulging waistline, doesn't it? If you are hiking up a mountain or flying in a plane, you may feel a tightness in your stomach as the gas inside it expands. This can lead to increase in the amount of windy pops you do as your body tries to let the gas be free. During World War II, doctors discovered that at heights above 30,000 feet, some pilots suffered from swollen tummies because of the expanding gas in their intestines. As the outside upper air pressure went down, the volume occupied the gas in the stomach went up. See, farting in science is not just pop and crackle. It's also well known amongst dark skydivers that when a plane gets to around 6,000 feet, you are more likely to hear some sky-high butt bangs. I wonder if you has a few windy pops as well. Farty trivia. Fart signals. The human body is very clever. It knows how to send signals when there is too much gas building up inside of you. One of the signals is a stomach ache. When you have swallowed too much air or even lots of gas-producing foods like broccoli, the excess gas can cause your stomach to stretch. Ouch. The pain usually goes away as soon as you burp or fart and your stomach returns to its normal size. But if it doesn't, make sure you tell your mum or dad. Farty funny. What do you call a fart at sea level? Flatulence. Haha, get it? Because sea level is flat. Farts in space. Fart in space. Intergalactic facts. Have you ever stared up at the sky at night? Space seems so big, wide, and endless. When we think of space, we think of bright stars, orbital planets, supernovas, and even black holes. But what do space and farting have in common? Well, some people say that the creation of the universe was caused by something called the Big Bang, but other people like to call this the Great Galactic Fart. Human beings have always been fascinated by space. In the 1950s and 60s, Russia and America were in competition to see which country would be the first to put a man on the moon. This was called the space race. Some people think the race was actually about being the first man ever to fly in space, but this has not been proven. In 1969, America won the race when US astronaut Neil Armstrong was the first man ever to take a step on the moon. But before Neil Armstrong could get to the moon, lots of things had to be researched by scientists. One of those things was whether an astronaut farting in space would be dangerous. The scientists were worried a fart might actually cause a fire or explosion on board a space shuttle. Talk about explosive butt bombs. The scientists even decided that farting in space wouldn't cause a fire, but for many years they still banned astronauts from eating gassy foods like broccoli and cabbage, just to be on the safe side. Cosmic farting power. A few years ago, an American astronaut decided to do his own fart experiment while up in space. He tried to propel himself forward using nothing but his own fart power. The astronaut thought that he was blessed with extraordinary naturally farting abilities, but although he pushed out a massive butt bomb with great speed, unfortunately failed to move very far. Maybe he just needed to push out a few butt bombs in a row. Farty space facts. True or false? Number one, scientists have developed something called an electric nose or e-nose to sniff out harmful gases on space shuttles. True. The e-nose is a device that can recognize almost any smell. It's like an extremely advanced version of a smoke detector. An e-nose can even tell the difference between Coke and Pepsi. It works a bit like a human nose, but it's much more sensitive. The device is about the size of a shoebox and has 32 sensors that help it detect different smells. An e-nose is helpful to astronauts because it can sniff out tiny amounts of dangerous gases. I wonder if that includes excess fart gas. They are also used by scientists on Earth. Imagine how hard it would be if you had an e-nose in your house. It could warn you the second your sister dropped a silent but deadly. True, scientists have developed an engine that is powered by fart gas. True, sort of. Most rocket engines are powered by liquid oxygen and hydrogen or solar chemicals. But in 2007, scientists tested an engine that was empowered by liquid methane. Now we know that methane is one of those gases that is only found in human farts. Methane can also be found on Mars, Jupiter, and many other planets, so it would be a handy space fuel. When scientists tested liquid methane, it made a dazzling blue flame blast out of the engine. I wonder if that's equivalent of a rocket fart. 3. If an astronaut farted while floating in space, they could open a flap in their spacesuit to let the smell out. False. If an astronaut is floating in space, their specially designed spacesuit is the only thing that gives them oxygen and protects them from the atmosphere outside. Outer space is pretty dangerous. If an astronaut got a large tear in their spacesuit, they would be in big trouble. Firstly, they would fall unconscious in about 15 seconds because there's no oxygen. Then their blood would start to boil because there's no air pressure. This would make their heart, liver, and skin start to swell up, but by now they would probably freeze because temperature in space can get as low as below 100 degrees in the shade. Finally, they could be zapped by radiation like cosmic rays and hit by high-speed space dust and rocks. Ouch. So if an astronaut farts in space, he or she just has to suck it up, literally, and wait till they get back to the space shuttle to get some fresh air. Space funnies. When do astronauts have lunch? Lunchtime. What kind of saddle does a space cowboy use? A satellite. What do you call a crazy moon? A lunatic. What does the solar system hold? How does the solar system hold up its pants? With an asteroid belt. What does the Star Wars character Yoda have? What does the Star Wars character Yoda and a fart have in common? They both have Oda in their name. Worldwide farts. Fart. The international fart. Throughout history, English-speaking people have always made up funny names for farting. The good news is that just about every other culture on the planet has done their bit to make up funny fart names as well. Yes, just like us, they have seriously silly names for bottom blowing. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to try and remember how to pronounce the word fart in 2 or more of the languages on the following pages. My favorite is the Korean word for a windy pop. Remember, being able to speak another language is an invaluable tool. It will not only impress other people, it will also open the channels of communication between different cultures. Hey, you got to start somewhere. Note, it's a good idea to learn how to say hello in languages below so that you don't have to start with the word fart when you first meet a person from another country. So in Chinese, pee, Danish, prot, Dutch, shoot, French, pet, German, fruits, Hebrew, floats, Hungarian, feng, Indonesian, kentut, Italian, petto, Japanese, onera, Korean, pongu, Latin, bombulam, Lebanese, furs, Persian, gaz, Russian, pok, Spanish, pedo, Swedish, fis, farting culture. Did you know that in many cultures, farting is seen as a natural process that is good for your physical, spiritual, and mental well-being? The ancient Arabs thought that farting was a way of purifying or cleansing your body because it let out the evil spirits. Not only that, it was perfectly okay to fart in front of people. I'm sure your mum would love that. Imagine if you let one rip at a family dinner in front of all your relatives. It's okay, Mum, I'm just purifying. Not. The ancient Arabs also had lots of names for farters. Anyone who could produce loud puff-offs were called Ibu Eziratir, the father of farts. But people who let off silent but stinky farts were called Fezwan or Fezfizla, which was an insult. Finally, anyone who could fluff out a tune without sticking up a storm was called a simmer-gel-el-hu, a break of wind. Now, wouldn't that make a great Christmas CD? Jingle smell, jingle smell. The Canales Indians of Ecuador were said to be scared of their own farts. They had a belief that when you farted, your soul would escape your body. To make sure that farted soul didn't completely escape their body, the person sitting closest to them had to slap them on the back 3 times. The farter also had to prepare a big feast for everyone. If we did that in my family, my brother would never stop cooking and I would never stop slapping him on the back. In France, apparently farting is quite acceptable. King Louis the ninth of France once let out one rip right in front of his sister-in-law. He told her it was a sign of how much he admired her. There's someone like King Louis in every family, isn't there? But in England, they are more timid about their farts. The Earl of Oxford accidentally farted one time when he was bowing to Queen Elizabeth I. He was so embarrassed he left England and didn't come back for 7 years. Farty funny. What do you call a fart that can't be seen, heard, or smelled? A gas ghost. Farty trivia. Warm wind. As we know, humans make wind, but there are also warm winds that occur in nature. One of the most famous warm winds is called Sirocco. The Sirocco starts in the Sahara Desert and picks up moisture as it moves across the Mediterranean Sea. By the time it reaches Italy, the wind is warm and humid, which is why it's known as the Great Italian Fart. Fart in art. Fart artists. Mr. Methane and their Pentamine are 2 famous fart artists, but you can be a fart artist too. Turn the page for some tips on design and drawing your own fart masterpiece. Make sure you label your drawing so you get the credit. Now already stay at fart. Top 10 fart masterpieces. 1. Design a type of transport that is powered by fart gas. 2. Draw a fart that might be used to help someone get out of a tricky situation. 3. Draw an electric powered fart. 4. Design a fart machine that might help people in their daily lives. 5. Draw a fart tattoo design. 6. Draw some of your own farts. 7. Design a futuristic fart machine that might help power a planet. 8. Design a new invention that uses fart power in the same way. 9. Draw an invisible fart. 10. Draw a fart masterpiece that can be anything that you want it to be. No, your fart masterpiece can incorporate anything anything at all that is related to farting. They include people, places, funny situations, or events. You can draw and create a new invention that are powered by methane gas, fart bubbles, raspberries, roaring rippers, body bombers, or even any type of fart-related sound subject. Fart activities. Below are some fun activities to keep you busy on a rainy or windy day. Guaranteed to beat the bottom blues with hours of farting fun. 1. Try to name every single one of your farts. For example, the happy, the squeaker. 2. Try to identify what you have eaten by smelling your own fart. 3. Count how many farts you can do in 1 hour. 4. Write down the time you do the loudest and the softest farts. 5. Grab a sandwich and time how long one of your fart lasts. 6. Fart in a few different rooms in your house. Try to work out if the farts are loud in one particular room. 7. Do a fart standing up and then lying down. Take note of which fart is louder and which fart lasts longer. Farty poem. Farts are loud, squeaky, smelly, and sneaky. Farts are tight, loose, wide, and obtuse. Farts can rip, roar, blast, and bore. Farts can sing, shout, hurt, and blow out. Farts can bark, rough, bang, and bluff. Farts can croak, toot, yodel, and coot. Jobs that make you go boom. Top 5 farty professions. Some jobs can seem to be a little more gassy than others. I have done a lot of fart detective work, including interviews, spying, and lie detectors tests to find out the top 5 farty professions. Teacher, have you ever seen your guest standing up the front of the class explain something to students when in mid-sentence they suddenly stop and give a half smile that turns into a smirk? Well, it's likely you have been a witness to a silent but deadly. You might have noticed a pungent, eggy smell and thought to yourself, it wasn't me or any of the students next to me. In fact, the only person close enough to attack my nostril with goo-goo gas is no way, the teacher. As unbelievable as it may seem, your teacher will sneak out the old raspberry in class. Teachers are only human, and when the gas gods rumble in their tummies, it's time to stand back because the internal eggnog is about to explode. Check out the following farting by professional tips. 1. If your teacher is talking to the class and starts to smell you mid-sentence, get ready to cover your nose. 2. If your teacher is standing at the front of the class and suddenly moves quickly in another direction, beware, as likely your teacher has dropped a bomb and is fleeing the scene of the crime. If your teacher tells you that they had broccoli soup for dinner, don't follow them up the stairs. Walk way in front. 2. Yoga Pilates instructor. Yoga and Pilates are a group of exercises that make your body strong and flexible. Many people believe that exercise massage your internal organs. All that bending and stretching is also famous for producing a bottom blast. If you are a yoga or Pilates instructor, this will happen to you more often than most. Yes, there's nothing like twisting your body into a classic yoga position and unleashing a core butt blast that has been hiding deep within the recess of your tummy. Turn the 1. If you feel a little windy before yoga, always sit at the very back of the class so that when you release a bottom belch, no one will know exactly where it came from. 2. To decrease the chance of winnie pops, never eat or chew gum right before yoga class. 3. If you happen to release an explosion during class, just laugh and say, ha, shouldn't have banana, pineapple, low-fat skim milk smoothie for lunch. This will make your fellow yoga classmate nod understandingly. Top 7 farty yoga positions. 3. Doctor. Every doctor has uttered the famous phrase, don't worry, I've seen it all before, I'm a doctor. Well, this might be true, but doctors are human as well, just like you and me. They eat, sleep, and of course fart. Yes, that's right, doctors let rip, and probably more than most, because they know the health benefits of releasing gaseous waste into the world. In a doctor's surgery, there are many smelly things: antiseptic, rubber gloves, jelly beans, yum, needle and medicine. A doctor can safely let one rip while they are examining you because they know the smell will probably blend in with the surrounding odors. If it doesn't, they will just tell you that it's healthy to expel gas, and who can argue with the doctor's orders? 1. If your doctor lets one rip, say nothing. Just keep on chatting. The art of farting has become so natural to them they won't even notice, and they won't expect you to notice either. 2. If your doctor examining you and let one rip while he or she is prodding and poking your belly, just smile and say nothing. Your doctor will act like they didn't hear or smell a thing. They might just ask you if you have been eating lots of fiber. 3. If you're sitting in a doctor's waiting room, there will probably be lots of people around, so it is perfectly accepted to unleash a right raisin bottom bomb. If anyone notices, just say you're seeing a doctor because you have a tummy upset. Taxi driver. Being a taxi driver can be a stressful job. Not only do you have to navigate traffic all day, you have to deal with every type of personality that jump into your taxi. The air in a taxi is often a curious mixture of perfume, body odor, food, petrol fume, and of course farts. Taxi collects the smell of all who enter. These smells can linger, like low-level gas clouds penetrating even the most tightly clenched nostrils. Plus, taxi drivers sometimes work for 12 hours a day. They have to grab whatever food they can. Fruit, sandwiches, burgers, chips, olives, and soft drink. This is like a perfect fart recipe. Lots of different foods and then lots of time for the gas to ferment in the intestines. It's no wonder many taxi drivers boast that they have come close to developing the best gas bombs known to mankind. Number 1, never sit up front with a taxi driver. This is a no-go gas zone. Anything can happen up there. If you are squashing the backseat of a taxi with other people, they could let a bottom bomb or 2. Just try to make sure they are not too smelly. 5. Politicians. This profession deserves a special mention. People usually become politicians because they love to talk and talk and talk. In fact, many politicians seem to have been born with a special ability to open their mouths and talk about any topic for hours and hours. This makes some people say that politicians will hot win and they love gas bagging. Other people say that politicians never stop blowing their own trumpet. Never stand directly in front of a politician when they are gas bagging. The amount of hot air coming out might make you feel dizzy. If a politician suddenly stops talking, beware. It may be the hot wind is about to come from another direction. Notable farty professions. The following farty professions didn't make it to our top 10, but they're still worth a mention. Dentists. Many dentists have a wicked sense of humour. While you're trapped in a dentist chair with bits of equipment in your mouth, they will relish the opportunity to let out a toothy rattle, jaw-dropping, nostril-smacking stinker. Evil. Greengrocer. Greengrocers are so healthy. They have unlimited access to all those delicious fruits and veggies. But while fruit and veggies are natural wonder foods, they're also known for making you gassy. That's right, a greengrocer can fight with the best of them. They produce the freshest organic green bombs all year round. But watch out if it's cabbage season. Accountants like to count their farts and keep bottom burps receipts just in case they're ever asked to produce a record of their annual farts. Many also like to eat comfort food to help them produce tax-deductible farts. Chefs. Food glorious food. Chefs love to cook and they love to eat. A chef gets to nibble and take everything they cook all day. The rumor is that chef can create the most bombastic, belly-turning bottom burps in the world. True a la carte farts. Popping personalities. Farty personality types. Which farter are you? There are lots of different types of farters in the world. See if you can identify them. Identify yourself with the species below. The animal farts anywhere, anytime, if of anyone. This fluffer is loud and proud. The athlete, someone who likes to fart big and then sprints in a distance like a thief in the night. The copycat, this person is always ready to let off fart fizz as soon as someone else has just dropped a bomb. The fartologist, like an archaeologist, this person has the ability to dig up fart from somewhere deep in their digestive system that has been trapped for years and years and smells like it as well. The fibber, this person drops really toxic, smelly gas bombs and always blames someone else. Remember, the blame is always nearly always the maker. The fool likes to drop a butt belch and then break into hysterical laughter, then drops another and another. The genius knows how to time a fart exactly when they are leaving somewhere so the blame can't be assigned to him or her. The legend raises his or her leg before belching out a bionic butt blast. This person thinks that everyone waits on his or her next explosion like it's Christmas. The rodent, like a mouse, this person just lets out little squeaks here and there. They need to eat more fiber. The romantic, the person farts and then gets all teary up because the bottom they've just left home. The sneak, the master of the silent but deadly fart. This person has the ability to ease our fart with the stealth of a B-2 bomber, which means they have incredible, stinky, accurate, and usually manage to go undetected. The witch can conjure up evil-smelling concoction on the blink of an eye, or should that be the wink of a toad's eye. Fart species. Fart comes in different sizes and sound. Check out the fart species below to see if you can identify your own body bangers and those of your family. The baked bang bang. A series of loud pop-offs that sound like someone's banging on a set of timpani drums. The bullet. One very quick and loud ploof. The buzzer. Sounds like a buzz on a game show. The cough croak. Sounds like a frog's croak and pops out at the same time as you cough. The chainsaw sounds like a chainsaw cutting wood and makes your butt cheeks vibrate too. The egg bomb sounds like a rotten egg. The far makes the same noise as when you bite your bottom lip and then flick it out. The far sounds like a helicopter coming into land. The faker, someone who puts his or her hands under the arm, makes a fart noise. The fluffy fizzler sounds like air coming out of a bike tire or a very small gas leak. Mum's favourite. The ghost can't be heard or seen, but it can be smelt. The onion rip sounds like a ripper paper. The rump, a loud and explosive fart that can last for 15 seconds. The silent but deadly fart that slips out silently but no one realises you have done it until it sinks up the entire room. The sneeze squeeze, this blows out when you sneeze, usually with a big bang. The squeaker sounds like a little tiny mouse. The thunder thud, the biggest of the lot. This beastly butt bang rattles doors and windows and scares small animals close by. The blame game. Who, me? No way. Now that you know what type of farter you are and the type of farts you do, you can play the blame game. Below are the top 10 ways you can get out of a stinky situation. The stinky sidestep. If you're standing with a group of people and you let one slip, just slowly step away from the crowd. If you can, look at another person and roll your eyes as if acknowledging the fact that someone has dropped a bomb and scooted. The antique furniture fluff. If you're sitting on an antique chair or lounge, you can release a butt bomb and blame it on the furniture. Did you hear that? The seat is so squeaky, maybe it's broken. Move around on the seat to really make it squeak and squall. This will draw attention to the noise while your stink gut gas fades away. The exclamation fart. If you let one rip and you stand on a small group. The best version is the old, oh my god, who did that? That's horrible. Wow, that really pongs. You will divert attention away from yourself, but you have to have the persuasion skill of a used car salesman to really get away with this one. The golden oldie. If your grandparents are visiting and you release a big banger, just throw a meaningful look in your granny or pop's direction. Everyone will think that it was them and not you. Don't worry, your parents won't mind. blame it on Billy. If your family get together and you accidentally do a windy pop, blame the little kids. This always works well because little kids usually overreact. You would say something like, "Wow, Billy, you little grommet. Phew, that stinks." Billy will protest and say it wasn't him, just straight your said, "Yeah, right." 6, that I heard nothing. If you drop a loud butt bomb, just ignore it and keep doing what you're doing. Say nothing at all. If someone says, "Did you hear that?" just say, "Here, what?" The storm 7, the storm brewer. If you let one rip and it's really, really loud, look at the sky in a puzzling way. Turn to the person next to you. Did you hear that? I think it was thunder. There must be a storm on the way. 8, the sing along. If you are in a social situation and you just can't hold it any longer, burst into song. Yes, that's right. Sing and clap your hands as you release your little gas monster. The clapping will disguise the sound and the singing will distract people. Even if the smell attacks their nostrils, they won't know who to blame. Song suggestions: row, row your boat, the chicken dance, and 10 green bottles. 9, did you know? If one pops out and takes you by surprise, the best way to divert attention is to make a bizarre comment like, "Did you know that you can go fishing on the moon?" and then walk away really quickly. The person will be so busy trying to send you place comment that they won't even realize that there's some stinky gas behind. 10, the animal cracker. This is our class exercise, but it will work every time. If you accidentally blow your trumpet, blame the dog, the cat, or even the budgie. Animals will never argue with you, and dogs are famous dropping really smelly tummy farts. The bigger the animal, the easier it will be to convince everyone around that it was them and not you. Naughty kitty, no more milk for you. Farty poem. What am I? I'm invisible and loud, but squeak like a mouse. I sneak under doors and into your house. I seep through the cracks and fill up the space. I spread like a blanket all over the place. I waft over here, but start over there. I'm silent but deadly. You're never aware. I tickle the hair down deep in your nose. I burrow like air inside of your clothes. I linger around like unwelcome guests. I come in the daytime, and when you're at rest, I can be contagious but cannot be caught. Your brain can make me from a silly thought. I am much more than the sum of my part. I'm something we all do, and that is fart. Family feuds. Family feuds. The family that farts together stays together. Now let's talk about families. I'm sure every family has at least one member who lets rip with more power, protection, and pungency than any other person in the family. This phenomenon is known as extra high farty frequency. Some scientists think that farting runs in families just like hair color or eye color. That means that some families might be more farty than others. There are a few reasons for this. The first one is diet, because families tend to eat the same thing. The second one has to do with the types of bacteria in your intestine. Remember, these are the bacteria that produces gas while they're helping with digestion. Not everyone has the same type of bacteria in their intestines, but in a family, the kids will tend to develop the same type as their parents. That means the smell and frequency of farts might be similar too. Another thing that can have a major effect on your digestion and wind production is a part of the world you live in. For example, if you live in warmer countries like Greece, you'll probably eat lots of fresh fish, fruit, and vegetables, and less heavy food like potato, red meat, and eggs. This will not only alter the frequency of your butt blast, but the odor as well. So if families eat similar things and have similar bacteria, how come there's still some soft members who have extra high frequency farts? Well, extended family members like uncle, aunts, grandparents, and cousins won't always live in the same house. So they will probably eat different foods, and then there are those families who encourage other members to let rip anywhere, anytime, because they feel they're extremely funny. Family fuzzer guide. Granddad. When Pop goes pop, Granddad loves to fart at any opportunity. He doesn't care who's there, how loud it is, or what the smell is like. At this age, he thinks it's right to let rip, and other family members should revel in his bottom percussion as a sign of respect. Pop has earned the right to pop. Grandma has something I like to call Nana's manners. She only launches a butt barn if she can do it discreetly and without offending anyone. But Grandma does love her cakes, which are full of eggs, and she knows the value of eating broccoli and cabbage. So even though she'll only sneak one out when no one is watching, it might be a little smelly. Great-granddad definitely knows how to pop. He has completely done away with any farting etiquette. He loves to let them rip like there's no tomorrow, and at this stage, that could be true. Unlike great-grandma, the chances are great-granddad won't be harboring any ancient secret gases in his tummy. because he has already let them rip at every opportunity. Great-granddad thinks that fighting loud and proud is a great health tonic, so as long as he still has breath, or should that be gas inside him, great-grandpa will keep on popping. Great-grandma, bless her cotton socks, is usually a fairly elderly woman who has seen and done it all. Don't get to be that old by luck alone, so regular windy pops will be a vital part of great-grandma's secret for a long life. But I'm sure she still has some ancient gas pockets hidden away inside her tummy that are harboring the stinkiest gas known to mankind, like prehistoric dinosaur fossils. These ancient gases would be extremely smelly if released this day of wind for great-grandma if possible. Uncles are famous for getting you to pull their finger and then letting one rip. Most uncles think they are allowed to be a little naughty. They try to connect with the kids in the family by acting like the biggest kids of all, but because they're grown-ups, they really get in trouble. So beware of your uncle's tricks, like the big fat stinky stink bomb or dropping a butt bomb in the room and then blaming you. For these reasons, uncles should be treated with extreme caution. Okay, aunties. Aunties tend to be more discreet than uncles when it comes to bottom verbs, but they're famous for releasing sneaky little silent but deadlies. Beware if you see your auntie suddenly shuffling away from an area in the lounge room. She might have popped one out and doesn't want to be caught in the vicinity of the smell. To the naked eye, aunties appear not to fight at all, but we know differently. It might be hard to believe that someone as glamorous as your auntie may be so sneaky and smelly. But don't be fooled. If you suspect her to release an SPD, watch her eyes closely. They will dart quickly from side to side to check if anyone noticed her Cassie gift to the family. Dad has usually been influenced by his father. His beer-drinking mates and more than a few caveman-like behaviours. This means that although he tries hard to be a gentleman, at any moment he might give in to his caveman ways and let out the most thunderous, explosive Armageddon-like bottom blast. If you notice anyone nearby, he will apologise, but it is really an apology if he's smiling and try not to laugh. And if your dad has a den or a study, beware, that's where he'll do this most toxic moms do everything. Many moms work as well as look after family. They're extremely busy, so they have to use their precious time as wisely as they can. Moms do fart, but they are usually so busy and moving so quickly that no one notices, not even them. If you do a windy pop near your mum, she won't make a fuss. She might just ask you if you need to go to the toilet. But if she hears your father leave one room, she probably says, please, do you have to do that? Moms do everything with a minimum of fuss, and this applies to farting as well. Their farts are quick and efficient, with no wasted sound or smell, just like the groceries they shop or should be. They be popped on the bottom side of family fume. Okay, older brothers. Big brother is the great white shark of farting. He will fart on you, beside you, in front of you, behind you, downwind or upwind. In fact, anywhere that's near you, Big Brother has no problems at all being belting out a butt blast in front of other people. He loves the humour and the shock value. He's like a fart predator, looking for victims that can inflict his supersonic smelly concoction on. His favourite thing in the world is to shock everyone with the grossness and stickiness, so watch out. Younger brother is like a farty older brother in training. He loves to fart, but mainly because of the humour and naughtiness of it. Little bro draws the many different smells of his bottom verbs when he buys one out. He also loves to share the experience with his friends, and is best known to sit in groups so they can all fart and laugh together. In fact, his age group is credited with inventing the cupcake farm. Teenage sister. Where do I start with all the... We all know teenage sisters can be complex and emotional. Everything in their life tends to be a big drama. And this also applies to farting. Some teenage girls won't even admit they have a problem. They have a bottom, let alone fart. They will never let one go in public, and have been known to walk many hundreds meters out of their way to let one rip. Like aunties, teenage girls, also the masters of SPD. They have been known to hold in a gassy gut blast for days if there is a situation that might be embarrassing, but also have an inborn psychic gift called extrasensory fart perception. This gift not only helps them know when to release their gassy little secret, but also how far away people will be and how long the smell will last. Younger sister. Younger sister is no doubt arguably a little girl who not only really learned that fighting in public can be a bit embarrassing or seen as naughty, she probably has a great relationship with her dad, who will play tricks on her and maybe even let one rip for her amusement. The baby are well known for being vomiting, poo, products, dribbling, screaming, crying, burping, little bundles of joy. Some babies fight a lot and can be a bit smelly, mainly due to the diet of milk and baby food. Pull my finger, family fight tricks and games. I'll leave it here and say thank you for listening and hope you sleep well, sleep tight and don't let the big bugs bite.